then we'll see issues occurs at booting time, and what kind of issue you can able to see on the screen. So then what kind of troubleshoot we do that time. Okay, so first one is basic troubleshooting. Here it is. Already I given this diagram like a picture, not a diagram, it is a picture. So this is my computer. Generally I'm talking in a computer manner only. In a laptop also same, but picture is different. Okay, next. So this is my computer, SMPS, motherboard. Okay, and of course it is connected to the power supply. It is connected to the power supply. It is connected to the power supply. Okay, connection is there, and SMPS is connected to our motherboard. We have seen how motherboards are look like, right? So 24 pin connector, and there is a supply to 4 pin, 8 pin, 16, 4 pin, 6 pin, 8 pin type of connector on a motherboard. And this supply is specially for our, what is this? CPU. Okay, and next one is RAM. RAM slots are there, CPU, RAM, AGP slots, okay, and PCI slots, PCI slots, or PCX slots, PCIe slots, your BIOS batteries, your some other chipsets. Okay, hard disk connections. Okay, CD-ROM connections. Okay, hard disk SATA connectors, front panel connector, front panel connectors. Okay, so many connectors are there, so many other chipsets also there. Connectors are there, CPU fan connectors are there, and the back panels, right? Back panel connection is also there, and you have a hard disk, and if in case you have a CD-ROM, okay, and you have a power button kind of LEDs, and I'm putting a monitor here just for because we don't have space there, so I put a monitor, I put a keyboard, I put a mouse. Take this mouse. So this is the monitor connection, keyboard, first mouse. Just for understanding, guys. And this is power supply also go for here. Power supply is also going here, and this is the data connection. And front panel connection is also there. So this is our SMPS. What is SMPS will do? When you power on the system, when you are power on here, the power supply go up to SMPS only, but SMPS won't start. SMPS don't start. When you press the power button, on this thing, okay, in your laptop also there is a power button. When you press the power button, the power supply The power supply goes to your motherboard. This wire is there now. So when you press the power button, so here it is, SMPS is on. When you press the power button, SMPS is on and it supply the power supply to your motherboard, hard disk, CD-RAM. Okay, through motherboard, all other components, through motherboard, all other components like a CPU, RAM, and BIOS, and north bridge, south bridge kind of stuff, your graphic ports, monitors, keyboard, and mouse. Okay, all chipsets on a motherboard, connected devices on motherboard. Okay, connected to motherboard. So everything will get a power supply. Everything will get a power supply. Power supply will be distributed like you go to motherboard, motherboard to every place. Okay, every components, including front panel LEDs. Okay, your keyboard, mouse kind of stuff. Everything will get a power supply. So once they receive a power, what they will do? They'll try to show themselves, right? They will turn on. Each device or each chipset will turn on, right? So here it is. When you press the power button, there is a power LED. Will blink first, like it is represent. We received a power is there, power on. Okay, so next one is another LED, that is hard disk LED. It means your hard disk got a power. Okay, your keyboard having 3 LEDs. These 3 LEDs also blink once, like they received a power once. That is indication is different, but 3 LEDs are there. Now it is started, guys. When I power on, power is distributed to the components, and your system test itself. When you power on the system test itself. All main components are working or not. Like is your CPU is working or not? CPU is there. CPU is connected properly. CPU working or not? RAM is there. RAM working properly or not? Your BIOS or your other chipsets like that. Primary devices, your motherboard components, on motherboard components are good or not. That is very important. If you don't connect monitor or you don't connect a keyboard, okay, earlier days, very olden days, keyboard is also very important. Now, not the keyboard, okay? Or maybe you don't connect a hard disk or a CD-RAM. That is does not matter for this one. Only on motherboard and on motherboard main components are connected and working or not. Okay, it will check it. So that is called a power on self test. That is called a power on self test. Again, guys, when you power on the system will test all the components, all the primary components on motherboard working or not. Okay, whether you insert it properly, not insert it properly, working, not working. So okay, everything it will check. Make sure components. Or you insert a new device, that is also recognized. New device is inserted. Like you insert a new graphic card, or you inserted a new RAM, or you change the RAM, you change the processor. Then this system, not whole system, it's hardware part only, will recognize the devices. Any new device is inserted, any change is occur in the device, that is will be recognized and stored in your BIOS chip. So that is why your BIOS chip is there, right? So your CMOS chip or BIOS chip will recognize any device changes also. at post time only. What is the post? Power on self test. Don't forget that is the first step. First step is power on self test. When you power on the system, power is distributed to the devices and system test the devices are working and the details of gathering details of the devices with to the BIOS chip. Okay, now cut the second point. Okay, so only stick to the first point. Power on self test. When you power on the system, system test itself. Okay, test itself. So that is called a power on self test. So what is the second one? Second point. Once post is successful, we'll go to the second step of boot processing. Second step of boot processing. If post is failure, we'll have to troubleshoot. Post is successful. Post is successful. Second step. Post failure, then it is the troubleshooting. So I'm not going with the failure part. I'm not going with the failure part. I'm going with the post successful part. Okay. Post is successful, we'll go to the second step. Once post is successful, meaning is all devices are working. So how you know post is successful? How you know post is successful? Important is you can see these three LEDs. When you press the power button, so when post is successful, these keyboard three LEDs blink once. Keyboard it will take time again. Okay, this keyboard LEDs blink once. That represent post successful. Second, there is a small speaker in it. Here it is a speaker will give a one single beep. Okay, so there is a on motherboard sometimes they will put a one kind of speaker like it is like a browser type only. So this will give one single beep. Single beep. Okay, not long beep, just a single beep. That single beep. Next one is your keyboard LED blink once. It will only blink once. Okay, next on monitor. On monitor, it will show something, some logo, some error. Not error. It is exactly like it shows some your BIOS related logo or like if you are it's a Dell computer, it shows Dell, Lenovo, something. Okay, it shows something on screen, not a blank screen. It shows something on a screen. How to go to BIOS settings. Okay, or maybe your BIOS related information, or maybe it will shows your computer logo kind of stuff. Okay, your BIOS related logo or a computer related logo. So keyboard LED means it is showing like that. Now we don't want that one. Here it is. We got it. Yeah, that is cap lock. But can you see these three LEDs? Regular computer, I'm telling. Okay. Like these three LEDs are there. There because I put a cap lock. It is concentrated on cap lock only. Cap lock LED. Cap lock, scroll lock. Like see these three LEDs. Okay. These three LEDs blink once. Okay, blink once. So it represent this one. Next on your monitor. Okay, it will shows like this. American Megatrend Inc. It's a BIOS related details. Olden days it will show when you start your computer, it shows your system details on the screen. Nowadays it may not showing. Okay, it is very less on it because it has to spend 1 second on the screen, and that is also delay for a user, right? So that's it is remote. Okay, something on the screen. No. Okay, yeah, like this. Sometimes it shows your motherboard logo or BIOS logo. Bottom it will shows your BIOS key related information or boot menu related information. It will shows. Okay, so you can go to BIOS settings later, but it shows like this. So this indicates your post is successful. Something on your monitor. Second one is you power on the system, power LED blinks, hard disk LED is also blinking. Meaning is your power supply to hard disk and of course post is also successful because hard disk LED blinking not only because of power supply to hard disk, it is also because of the post is successful. So there is a communication between your hard disk and your PC. So hard disk LED is also blinking. So these are indications for a post successful. Okay, how to understand post is failure? These things won't be there. Either no beeps or continuous beep. That's the beep sounds are different. Okay, we'll take off these three things. One is keyboard LEDs are not blinking. Okay, that's not a single blink is also you cannot see. If you miss that one, you can see on the screen it's a blank screen. Okay, that is the main two things. Okay, LEDs are not, we don't trust always LEDs. At least you can understand by monitor blank screen. Of course, try to press the num lock button. There is a num lock button on the keyboard or cap lock button in the keyboard. Try to press num lock, cap lock buttons. So you won't get any LEDs. LED blinking won't be happen. You press the num lock or cap lock or scroll lock. These LEDs, the respect to LEDs, don't blink. If it is not blinking, means post failure. Guys, this is the first thing. What happen if post failure? What to do? That is we'll see second one. But post successful, second option. What it is in our system in a once post is successful. Okay. First of all, you will check the boot priority. So in your BIOS, you have a boot priority. So from where you take a operating system, there is a boot priority in the BIOS. That's a BIOS is very important. Okay, the post is also done by BIOS only. BIOS is very important role in the post. Okay, power on self test. Okay, post is not a program, guys. It is acronym. Means the thing what happens based on that they put a name post. Okay, not a program. Earlier days we thought it is a program, but later we realized it is not a program. Okay, it is the testing of system. It's acronym. So what happened to the system when it is power on? I'm taking a lot of time. So post power on self test. Next one is in a booting sector we have a boot priority. What is this boot priority? In a BIOS we have a boot priority. First of all, based on that, based on this, I will tell. This is the first CD-RAM and removable drive, right? So we'll go to this, and I'm telling. So check the operating system or a MBR record or a bootloader from CD-RAM. So try to find OS in the CD-RAM. So first I will check in a CD-RAM. Is OS is there? No. For example. Next. Check in a removable devices, means your pen drives, okay, external hard disk. So is any operating system is there? No. Check in the hard drive. In your hard disk, operating system is there? Yes. Load from it. Okay, load from it. That's it. For example, check in the hard drive. No operating system. Try to find operating system from network boot. Network boot. So it is a priority order. If this order changes, okay, if this order changes, or maybe order like this. For example, I inserted a CD. CD contains an operating system. In my DVD RAM, I put a operating system contain DVD. I press the power button. Post completed, post successful, and try to check the operating system from CD-RAM. It is there, and it will immediately try to load OS from CD-RAM only. Of course, you will get on screen boot from CD DVD like that. So I will show you. Okay, so you will get the screen like this. Press any key to boot from CD or DVD. If it is found an operating system, your boot priority is first one is CD-RAM, and you have an operating system in the CD-RAM. What happened? It shows press any key to boot from CD DVD dot dot dot. So you have to, if you press the button, so you press some key, then it will start loading operating system from CD-RAM. Okay, just I miss to show you that one, yeah, like this. Then it will load operating system, or it shows some Windows logo kind of stuff. Okay, like this. Just for an example, while you are installing an operating system, normally we follow this kind of stuff. Okay, for example, it didn't find a operating system in the CD-RAM. Then it will try to check in a remote device, like any pen drive is connected with the operating system. If it is found, it load from there. Not found, then it will go to the next one. This boot priority, this entire boot priority may not be like this one always. May not be like this one always. Maybe boot priority is first is hard disk, next is CD or DVD, next is removable device, next is network. Like that. For example, I change the thing. First it will check is hard disk is having an operating system. Yes, load. Or first check the hard disk having an operating system. No, check in the second device. Okay, check any CD DVD having an operating system. No, then check in a removable device. Yes, I connected a pen drive with an operating system. Load it from it. So this is the boot priority. Okay, so boot priority also defined in the BIOS. In BIOS settings, so boot priority is there. So you can say in boot priority, you can able to change the boot priorities as per your requirement. And of course, there is a boot menu. When you start your computer, you want to change your boot menu, you can do it. So as per boot priority, it selected operating system drive. Okay, like that. Of course, it will find MBR record, MBR or a GPT record. Why it is try to locate based on the boot priority, why it is trying to locate MBR or a GPT record. MBR or a GPT record. Why it is trying to locate MBR or GPT record based on your boot priorities. Okay, in general, like there is a first track contains information kind of stuff, because this MBR or a GPT records, these are a master boot record, GUID partition table. So this contains information about bootloader. Bootloader. Information about bootloader. Guys, based on your operating system, different operating systems like a first operating system like a Windows operating system, for example. Currently we are using Windows 10, right? So Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows Vista. Our bootloader is Bootmgr. Our bootloader is Bootmgr. If you go to world one, okay, you go to the world one like a Windows XP time, okay, it is NTLDR. It is NTLDR. If you take Linux, it is GRUB and or a LILO. In certain Linux, LILO. It is a bootloader. What is a bootloader? Bootloader will tell how to load operating system. Bootloader will tell how to load operating system. MBR and GPTs. Okay. So like if you take a hard disk as your boot priority, you take hard disk is your boot priority, your operating system in the hard disk. So you try to locate the MBR and GPT records. That will tell your bootloader, location of bootloader, and location of your operating system files. Right? You got a operating system files, bootloader location. Then you locate the bootloader, you load the bootloader. Then bootloader will tell how to load the operating system, because when you load operating system, different modes of operating system is there, like a safe mode, GUI mode, CLI mode, okay, that kind of modes are there. So depends upon operating systems, different modes of loading is there. So here it is. Again guys, when you power on your system, first is power on self-test, system test itself whether all components are working or not. Once post is successful, will BIOS based on your BIOS boot priority will check the operating system from the devices. Okay, so next step is locating a location of, okay, so first is a boot priority. The next one is finding where is MBR or GPT. Okay, generally old days we use only MBR word. Now it is GPT is also came. So like your boot priority is a hard disk, then definitely there is MBR and GPT record. For everything, like if you insert a DVD, if you insert a pen drive, so in the starting of that pen drive only, it will give the details of where is bootloader kind of stuff. Okay, so it will try to find bootloader from the device, either using MBR record or GPT record, locate the bootloader, load the bootloader to the RAM. Okay, so bootloader is executed and bootloader will tell how to load operating system, then operating system will be loaded. OS will be loaded as per the bootloader. Once OS is loaded, what is the fifth one? You'll get a login screen. So you will log in once, then you'll get your services and background applications. Everything will run. So this is a boot processing. Actually, we can tell much simpler, guys. Okay, much simpler way we can able to tell. So first, when PC is on, what is boot processing? That is the first point is what is boot processing only. When you press the power button, so morning I press the power button. Morning I woke up and press the laptop power button. Okay. After some time, I got my screen. So like there, so then I open my web browser. Okay. I log in to my attendance kind of stuff. Right. So when I can able to do it, once I got my system screen, right? So it is showing my screen. Yes, this is my system is ready now. I can use my system now, right? not in the something is going on, logo is running. Okay, so in that condition I can't use it. I press the power button, something is happened, finally I got this screen. The process from pressing the power button to the screen, the total process is happening to the system is called a boot processing. Very simple, guys. What is a boot processing? When you power on your system, okay, from that point you got a you got a screen to use. You got a user screen for usage. Okay, till that time. So that's it's the steps, step by step process in between pressing the power button to you got a screen. That is called a boot priority. Also, you can tell in different ways also. Step by step process from start to user screen is called a boot processing. Yeah, same thing I told. When PC is power on, user get a screen to use it. Yes. Okay, not immediately, but it will take time. Sometimes 1 minute, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes also will take time, depends upon your system. But what is the process is going on? That is called a boot process. The first step is post step, power on self test. Next, we have to find a MBR record, master boot record. Generally, I'm telling in a BIOS manner, guys. Okay, second step is find a MBR record based on your boot priorities. Okay, find out the MBR record. So MBR record will tells where is bootloader and where is operating system also. Where is bootloader and where is operating system. Bootloaders are different. Bootloaders are there, depends upon your operating system. You are using Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. Bootmgr is a bootloader. This bootloader loads into your RAM and it will tell how to load the operating system. Once OS is loaded, you got a login screen. So once you log in, like you put a username password, then it starts the startups like a background application, services, and a user screen. Everything is system is ready. It's a simple, right, guys? It is not even a 5 minutes. It's just a 2 minutes answer only. So what is a boot processing? When you press the power button, okay, from you're pressing the power button and you got a screen. User got a screen to use. What are the step-by-step process happen between these two is called a boot processing. The first step is power on self-test. So when you press the power button, first power on self-test called a post. Okay. Next one is check the boot priorities, find the MBR record, locate boot, locate the bootloader, load the bootloader into the RAM. So bootloader will tell you how to load operating system. Bootloader will tell you how to load operating system. Once you loaded operating system is loaded and you got a screen to login screen. You will get it generally. Okay, or user screen. Okay, once user is login, then the users related application services will be start in the background. Okay, we are not starting one by one, guys. Automatically few things will be start, right? Your music, your audio, your network related services, audio related services, display related services. Okay, some basic applications like your antivirus related. Okay, some antivirus related or some Bluetooth devices. Okay, certain devices starts automatically, certain application will start automatically, right? So once it is done, your screen is ready to, you're ready to, you're ready to work with your computer, right? So that is the step by step of things. This is the boot processing, guys. So after break, after small break, okay, so we will going to discuss about while this boot processing, as I said earlier, little bit earlier, So what is the meaning of post successful? What is meant by post failure? How do you know it is successful? I told, but how you know it is failure, and if it is failure, what to do? Okay, at post time. Second one is, if it is showing, it is trying to find a MBR record to locate the bootloader and operating system. If it is unable to find bootloader, it is showing a bootloader missing, unable to find bootloader, unable to find bootable disk. What is the possibilities? What are the possibilities? Okay, bootloader find, it is trying to load operating system, but not loading. It is showing some, dot, dot, dot like this, or maybe there's some wheel it is running. It's not doing it. Okay. Sometimes boot MGR missing. Sometimes you require a startup repairs. Sometimes booting is very slow. Means you start a power button, you got a logo, and after 10-20 minutes, you got a screen. Not a 5 minutes or 2 minutes, not a 1 minute. Generally 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. My system will take 10 minutes. Okay, for booting. Okay, now last time it get only 5 minutes. Luckily yesterday afternoon. Okay, yesterday night completely it is disaster. Okay. Next point is, it will take delay to start. Why it will happen? Why it is happen? Why can't we use the system as soon as possible? System is slow. Why my system is become a slow even in a starting time only. Okay, so that things we can discuss, that covers lot of hardware troubleshooting. Okay, parts also. Okay guys, so take a break. So when we be back, 12:10. Okay, so plus or just 5 minutes additionally. Okay, maybe like 12:10 is enough. So I think so. I stop recording.